Analytics is our number one tool to combat the feeling of, well, I never click on ads, so no one clicks on ads. Or why is all this traffic coming in at 3 a.m.? It must be fraud. I think the biggest thing happening in marketing analytics at the moment is about metrics. Facebook exposing more metrics, Google exposing more metrics, etc. And so people have had to get serious about what are the things that are actually important. For a long time, the idea was that click-through rate was a meaningful thing. But when we look at downstream objectives like purchases, CTR has no relationship to purchases. So now we need to get more serious about what are the things that are actually meaningful. In no place is this more evident than the battle between TV and digital video. TV still gets an inordinate amount of budget right now because it's simple, and nobody's going to get fired for putting a lot of money behind TV. Digital video, meanwhile, is a lot more attractive in terms of getting many of the types of audiences you'd want to get, but the metrics on how it's working, where it's working, they frequently obfuscate this so much that people still put more money into TV. We should see that change as people get smarter about video and get smarter about providing the right metrics for it. But interestingly, the reason it's such a lagging indicator is because the lack of clarity on what's going on. The other thing I would say in terms of trends that are occurring is people bringing CRM data in and using that more effectively in social. Bringing in the audience first-party data and being able to reach people effectively there allows them both to reach this audience in an effective way, an audience that they know to some degree, be very specific about their messaging to an audience that they've learned a little bit about, and get a lot more information about that audience to supplement the information they already have, and that can be extremely powerful. This speaks to the power of being able to take audience types and data from different places and action on them. We need to be more specific, especially when we can be, when we have the tools to be more specific, to get our messaging more specific. And the way to do that is to look at the power of what's happening in social. We can target on how people talk, how they're connected, what they talk about, what they're interested in and follow, and these are extremely strong indicators. And it's also, we have the gender, the age, the location. These things, people are offering those up freely. These are deterministic outcomes, not probabilistic, and they're much more powerful as a result. The power of social then relies on leveraging that concept, that these are real audiences of people with real identities, and sort of not these arbitrary wider buys. You can get very specific. If the only thing we're doing with analytics is exposing numbers to people who deal in the language of numbers, then we have missed a tremendous opportunity of the power of what this is really about, which is about helping people understand what's going to be effective when and make their decisions with that in mind. The creative teams have to be empowered with that information to be able to execute. And indeed, on the other side, if the analytics folks are only looking at numbers, there's no way to capture enough data to really understand always what's going on. You have to have that subject matter expertise of what's going on, and the only person who's going to know that is potentially the person on the other side of the camera who made the video, or the people who are out there talking to people and interacting with them. What is inspiring them to create this? That's really informative in terms of what the narrative is that's holding all these numbers together. We must, as an industry, connect these two groups better. Otherwise, we'll keep talking past each other and we'll never get the progress that we all deserve.